some light in here. Let me get some light. Some light. Let's see what I can get, man. My bad. Give me a second. Y'all be ready to get out of there when nobody talking. Oh, yeah. My bad. Yeah, man, my bad. Yeah, what's up, man? Killing doubt, man. You know, what today's topic. You know what I'm saying? Got to get rid of that doubt at all costs, man. It's expensive to doubt. You know, you know, it's just expensive to doubt yourself, man. Stay focused, man. Uh, stay the course. You know, it get you gotta you gotta divorce that relationship with doubt, man. You gotta put a restraining order on it. You just gotta believe, man. You just gotta, you know, believe. You know, when you take that step, when you take one step, you take the first step. Everything's possible, man. You might have to take 100 more steps after that to start to see things. To see things for wishing, or if you go under the label of manifest. That's what you gotta do. But you know, it's a couple rings in life. I like to call them you know, the divorce ring, you know, it's a couple rings in life, and you gotta, you gotta know which rings you want. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know the rings of life you want. You know what I'm saying? In short, just, you know, believe, man. You gotta divorce that relationship. It all starts with thought, a form in the mind, and you know what I'm saying? From one thought forms another. For example, when you come on live or you jump on here, if you do this, you see one person, but you don't know. Somebody can never come. That's the doubt. You know what I mean? You don't know. You hope to get 10,000 people on here. You know what I'm saying? But there's 3 types of rings in life: the engagement ring, the marriage ring, and the suffer ring. So you gotta pick. You know, you gotta watch out for these type of rings. You know what I'm saying? That's critical. You know, everybody gonna be cheering you on when you get married, and I don't think a lot of people gonna be cheering when you get divorced. And then after that ring, it's the suffer ring. So it's, you know, it's them 3 type of rings you gotta you gotta be, you know, mindful of, like that happens. But all in all, the doubt, you know, you gotta divorce that, man. It's like its own antidepressant. It could affect you in, you know, so many ways without nothing even physically being in front of you, on the side of you, on the back of you. It's just doubt. It's just doubt. So you gotta have mechanisms in place to defeat that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sound like I'm prosperity preaching, but you definitely have to pour into yourself. You know, like financially, you have to reward yourself a little bit, and it's not so much doing the courageous things like going to buying a Lamborghini or a $20,000 Louis Vuitton jacket. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but I think for $20,000 you can pour into yourself a lot more. But it's just things like that, you know. If it's, man, go buy yourself a shirt, go buy yourself a pair of socks, go, you know what I'm saying, go do the little things, and all those little things over time is accumulate to something big for you. You know what I'm saying? You often hear people a lot of times say, I don't do nothing for myself, or I ain't did nothing for myself in a long time. Man, I ain't capping to y'all, man. I do own a Porsche, man. I own this car. You know what I'm saying? But I do own a Porsche, you know what I mean? I ain't always owned a Porsche. I got a Camry too. You know, you see his tape on here? You see that? Like, yeah, I'm still kind of like hood with the key broke and everything, but I say that to say this. I say that to say this, your drive. You know what I'm saying? You have to divorce this, and you have to become married to this. That was a decision. You know what I'm saying? I divorced one thought. I'm like everybody else. I get tired of the same car. I want the other car. Was it impossible? No, but it was really possible when I thought about it. I could have had the car 6 times over, but I'm gonna keep it on the, I'm gonna keep it right here. I ain't gonna go too high, too low, but you know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, being married is great. Don't let anyone discourage you. Nah, I'm cool. I'm married. You still have to marry yourself before you marry somebody else, because all you could give to them is you. You giving yourself to them. So no, I ain't saying it in a physical way like what you saying. I'm saying the thought. Just like cheating. If somebody's cheating on you, the thought happens first before you even assume that they cheating. If that's what you're assuming. So I ain't saying divorce in that way. I'm just saying, in the sense of, goal setting or life achievements, you have to have that kid mentality about being happy or being or if you what I'm saying is, if you divorcing something, you actually going to something else. So what I'm trying to say is, don't let the deacon of doubt creep up on you and kill your joy of getting to that something else. And you in a relationship, so people, a woman wants your time, you want her time. Something is losing. We don't got today to say tomorrow to do these little things that we wanna achieve in life. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. It ain't really so much. It ain't even so much in that aspect. I'm just saying the deacon of doubt, or the doubt the deacon. Like, don't let doubt be preaching to you in your head. This was a goal. I woke up and did it. If I show you my to-do list, you will see this on there. So that's what I'm saying. I'm supposed to been done with this. I've been up since 6, 7 o'clock. I supposed to been on here, getting what I said I was gonna get out the way. But in short, what the Diddy cousin. No, ain't none of that, man. Why y'all be knocking Diddy, man? Y'all don't know what that man was doing unless you was at the parties. But, um, um, yeah, you gotta divorce that, them negative thoughts, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, on some, on a, on a, on a being mindful tip. You know what I'm saying? You gotta divorce that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you gotta divorce that way of thinking, man. Too many people think negative of themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's how suicide and all these things come up. So how all this depression and suppression, and most illnesses is linked to sickness. And the trickle down effect of thinking of yourself. You got to think highly of yourself. Every day is graduation. Every day give yourself an award, man. Every day, do something that's for you. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody else gonna do it. That's nobody else's job. So I don't want to really get too much into that. But it's just more, you gotta divorce the negative. You gotta divorce the the negativity, the doubt. You gotta overcome, man. You gotta find yourself. You gotta become renewed. You gotta become redefined. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand it's about who you are. But if ain't nobody telling you that, you know what I mean? The brain can, the brain can do that. You know what I mean? You can fine tune your motor to start think like that. You don't have to take a. You don't have to take you don't have to go to seminars. You don't have to do really none of that. Everybody's selling you the game. In a sense. But I ain't trying to sell you no game. But like they say, if I sell it to you, you're gonna use it. But a lot of game I done got for free from real genuine people. So I can't just hold that to myself. It ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is not yours the gatekeep. You have to get that to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because though I went through it, you know what I'm saying. You might run up on it and you might hear like, oh man, like Dr. Sebi, he could have kept all that stuff to himself, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson, as much knowledge as he got, he just share it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Yeah, that's definitely the way. Them stories in the book is us. You know what I'm saying? You just take their names out and put your name there. Everybody got a Judas. Everybody gonna go through vanity. Everybody gonna experience thinking a certain way. Everybody gonna have to understand that from disorder comes order. Everybody gotta be alpha and omega. You know what I'm saying? So it's like them books is us, but everybody take the Bible at a physical level, and the Bible is really spiritual. He tell you like the flesh is weak. You know what I'm saying? He want the spirit, but back to that, you just gotta kill it, man. The only thing he can't do is lie. So, enjoy. Since we're on the topic of that, enjoy the heaven in your mind, man. Like this heaven on earth, man. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy it, man. Don't be living in misery and you know what I'm saying. Just real hard on yourself because you ain't making X amount of dollars. I know people that's making more money than me and can't obtain some of the things I can. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about who can make the most. It's really about who's got a plan when they do get it. You know what I'm saying? Like who has a plan when they do get it. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? Don't wait till you get in a position you never been in to come down to these levels and start to think like this. Because being up high, being up, a lot of money, big house, nice vacation, it'll take you away from being humble sometimes. Not saying that's the case for everybody, but I know we all got our ways, and money speed things up. Like the more you got, the more you want to do. But just stay humble, man. You know what I'm saying? Because these thoughts creep up real fast. You know what I'm saying? When you get to a certain level, and you done so many things, you had so many women, you didn't party till you can't party no more. It's to the point like we didn't party so much, it's starting to like, what are we chasing? Like the hangover is the same. No matter how much money I go get it, the alcohol, the taste is the same. The taste is not changing. The effects are still the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how much can I drink? How many women can I date or be with or whatever I choose to do? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this gonna lead me to? You're gonna get tired of it. You get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Look at all them rich people, bro, they burn out. They're like stars in the universe, bro. They crash and burn. Like, you know what I'm saying? But my goal is I'm just reading this comment. My goal is to have a closet relationship with Jesus. I don't worry about things. That's what I'm trying to do because me and this flesh wants things in the world. So you becoming of the world. You know what I'm saying? He do say don't take on the worldly. Don't be conformed to the ways of the world, but it's like Jericho, man. Sometimes you gotta walk around some 7 times. You gotta do some 7 times for change to come. So whatever you're going through, brother, I'm sure it's a scripture in there to help you get through it. But yeah, sometimes you gotta go on that journey in the wilderness to divorce things. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going through a relationship and let's just say, y'all not seeing eye to eye. You gonna have to go your way. She gonna have to go her way. But you're gonna go your way alone. So you're gonna have to divorce that. You're gonna have to divorce what you knew and go that way. But you still gonna have to be you. You still gonna have to wanna attain happiness, joy, being creative, being in shape, eating good. You still gotta do all of that to fuel you. You know what I'm saying? To fuel you. You know what I'm saying? Input, output, the exchange. Everything is exchange. So just learning stuff like that, man. Picking up a book, adding new hobbies to whoever you are. You know what I'm saying? Adding new hobbies, that's another thing that helps you get rid of old stuff or divorce old habits. It's just like if you're in treatment, when you're in treatment or you're going through treatment or addiction, they seclude you from what you know. Or they try to, if you're doing inpatient or outpatient, let's just say you're doing inpatient, they trying to take you away from what you know. Through a system of clean, what they call it, like detoxing or detoxing, and letting the body recharge and feel renewed. But guess what? You still got to mentally divorce it because the way the world, you're going to see alcohol. You're going to run right into it. You know what I mean? For free. You're not even probably going to have to pay for it, depending, how the forces work. Somebody going to come and take with you for free. So it's just one of them things where you got to divorce it up here. You know what I'm saying? Because the flesh gonna give in every time. You know what I'm saying? Do I believe in Jesus? I ask you this: do you know how he worked? And then you gotta, if that's the case, you gotta tell me what's the only thing he can't do. There's one thing he can't do. So you can't ask me that question until you know that. And if you know that, then you don't have to ask me that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so if you know the one thing he can't do, then he is God in the flesh. Yeah. So you ain't gotta ask, ain't nothing to talk about. You know, that's how I go. Yep. Just like that. He is I and I is him. You know how I go. But yeah. That's a big thing. That's a big thing, man. The flesh was that. Yeah, but like I was just saying, man, you gotta divorce the negativity, man. You know, that's all, man. The gossip, the tea, you gotta get rid of that, man. You know, thought things, action. You start to listen to too much negativity, you become a chatter patty. You know, subconscious. You might not even be trying to start talking about people. So that's why I don't like hearing bad things about people. If it ain't productive, if it ain't conscious, if it ain't positive, I don't even be want to hear it. I don't want to hear about the Drake, the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear people going against each other that win something. We all winners. If you breathing, you got all your senses and all of that, that's the real game. Everything else is just a simulation, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just the super. Your life is a Super Bowl. Your life is a big celebration. The stars are watching you, literally. Like they not the famous people. The stars up above, they watching you. You know what I'm saying? You wishing upon a star. You know what I'm saying? Become a star. Know you're a star, man. You don't start putting some input into yourself. Start critiquing you. You know what I mean? Start refining yourself. You know what I mean? Stop getting so caught up in the celebrity world and these blue apps. And if you is, do it for the betterment of trying to, connect the dots on some of this information that could take you to the next level versus being on the lower level. You know, they just what they say, 70% of the content you see on social media are gonna be, it's gonna be sexual. So, you gotta train your eye for that. You gotta know that's there. You know what I'm saying? But if you warn people, then what happens? Then they don't know the good news. Kirk, what you trying to say? You all over the place. I don't know what you saying, brother. You said, Kirk, but if you don't warn people, then what happens? Then they don't know the good news. You let your light shine amongst men, they might glorify your Father in heaven. That's all I can really say. Or the same with a woman. Like, God is light. The light. You know what I mean? The good light. This dark light is bright light. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no that's what it is. That's the way. You know what I mean? In the dark, everybody agree. You know what I'm saying? But the light, you get to see what's what. You know what I'm saying? You take off the chain, you take off the makeup, you take off the glasses. Just human like me, that's the light. See, the smart man, he can't play dumb. And the dumb man can't play smart. So that becomes a wisdom thing. Like, do you want to be smart or do you want wisdom? You know what I'm saying? 2 plus 2 was always 2 when we growing up. You got people trying to debunk that theory. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, I'm a critical thinker now. I can multiply people. I'm one person. If I put 2 people here that can multiply, it's you know what I'm saying? you know what I mean? You do the math. So yeah. So just stuff like that, man. Knowing that you can, knowing you can unlearn some things. You know what I mean? You gotta divorce old ways and habits too. It ain't just about no ring. It ain't, it's also just about the relationship with yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's, with spending financial, you know what I'm saying? It's about divorcing that, you know what I mean? It ain't so much one thing. It encompasses a lot when I say divorce, you know what I mean? So yeah, just with that being said, man, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? It seems like you might be prosperity. And so you have to tell the people about sin. If I this would be misleading if I'm telling them about sin. I could just make a whole nother video for that. That's why I put the topic of the divorce, and I didn't want to talk about sin. You know, it's a time when you give people information, Kurt, you 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 have to give them to them in segments. You can't just come and give them. Well, that's how I think. You know, maybe you think differently, but I feel like you gotta serve people that's serving and that's serving, because that's a serving you really don't want to like just bypass. There's so many scenarios of sin and God's standards. You know what I mean? We trying to live up to God's standards, if that's what you want me to talk about, but that's what the book lies. You know what I mean? That's what Bible stands for. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's a basic instructions before you leave Earth. God already told you the do's and don'ts through commandments. So, as somebody that's you know, and that trying to reflect that, I have to walk through action. That's action based. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's me telling you something positive. That is walking away. I'm telling you something positive. I'm not on here with a potent foe and a Sprite, smoking, rapping, talking about destruction, 30 clip. You know, I'm not on here doing that. Only thing you can do from this is like, man, let me go listen to dude. What he say? That's what you're gonna be able to say. See, you gotta listen also. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a listener sometimes. You can't just be talking. That ain't how it works. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen sometimes. You don't know my listening period. You don't know how long I was quiet to even be able to articulate this message. You can't always do. That's why in ancient times they had people going to school for 40 years before they gave them one secret about medicine, about hermeneutics, about hieroglyphics, about about messing with the metals. So it's these things. But if you don't know how I'm taught, or you don't know that, and I don't know you, but obviously I'm not Joe Osteen. You know that. If you need something to laugh about, that's cool. You said I'm a fan. I am. I'm a fan of anybody that speak the word. But what are you actually doing? You know what I mean? Like, what is you actually touching the people? Like, this is the temple. The body is the temple. If you never went to a church, your body is the temple. You know what I'm saying? So that's the level I'm on. Like, anybody can go in some a made up structure. Can you go touch the people that really need it? God don't need nothing. He don't need no money. He don't need nothing. He don't need no blessings. He don't need nothing. He really don't need nothing. He don't need nothing. Like, everything is already here. You know what I'm saying? How did Jesus teach? It's a book, man. It's a lot of books out there. How did Allah teach? See, me and you, we'll probably have to talk outside of this, but your expression of him might be different. Like, you might believe a different expression than me. You saying Jesus, that book is not even that old. That book is only like 5,000 years old, but it's a good book of stories that I think anybody can aspire, and make a righteous living, live a righteous life. But if we talking about books older than that, then that's a different story. You know what I mean? Because there's so many expressions of the Creator. So, you know what I'm saying? So, that's that, man. You got some good questions, though. How did Jesus teach? But yeah, that's what it is, man. Appreciate y'all, man, to tap in. But yeah, just the moral of the story, man. Just divorce that divorce negativity, man. Become refined. Don't be prolonging and waiting. You know what I'm saying? Go get your muscle up. Go get your grind up. Go get your fellowship up. You know what I mean? Even with yourself, talking to yourself. You know what I mean? Just tuning in, really being aligned with yourself, and investigating your emotions, and things like that. So that's what I mean by, like, divorcing the doubt. The deacon of doubt. You know what I'm saying? But Comment, share. Y'all know what it is, man. Subscribe. And I'm gonna keep them coming. Check out the other videos. If it's something you like on there, you know what I mean? I never heard you say the name Jesus. Why you so obsessed with me saying Jesus? I said Jesus. I say God. I say the Creator. I did say His name. It's many expressions. See, you trying to force feed me. You can't force Jesus on people. That ain't how it works. Jesus will meet you where you at. Tell a person that don't believe in God, get into a bad accident, who they gonna call on? Oh my, what you can fill in the blanks. That's what they gonna say. They ain't gonna say, oh my atheist. They ain't gonna say, oh my devil. They gonna say, oh my God. So there you go. You know what I'm saying? You still trying to prove a point. It seems like you keep saying Jesus is God. God don't need no recognition. God don't need no recognition. You know? He don't need no praises. When you know, you know. You know what I mean? I could rather tell somebody about what he did than I'd rather speak on his miracles. You know what I'm saying? What he did, you know, the stories, you know, everything in these books, the same books you read and I'm reading, is situation and circumstances. That's all it is. Only thing separating you from me is your situation and your circumstance. Only thing separating me from you and vice versa, situation and circumstance. Let's say you grew up in the suburbs, I grew up in the projects. Our situation and our circumstance is different. You still gonna have a best friend that probably backstab you. I'm gonna have a best friend that backstab me, so on and so on. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. It's just situation and circumstance. The Bible is really simple. You don't have to really make it complex. You know what I mean? It's just interpretations. How do you interpret it? And you still ain't tell me the one thing. You done said a lot of things. I asked you one question, and you duck like Floyd Mayweather. I asked you the one thing he can't do. You never answered. People need to know the wrong is what I'm saying. Dog, definitely. You know, but you gotta teach. That's why it's chapters in the Bible. I can't teach him Genesis. I can't teach him. I say he can't sin. You saying that's the only thing he can't do? No, it ain't that. You sure I'm gonna give you another? I'll give you another try. Well, if he can't sin, why did he forgive? Why did he forgive Moses for murdering somebody? That's like saying he can't make a mistake. Educate me then. I'm educating you. I ain't trying to big eye little you. I'm just saying if he forgave a murderer and a thief and then turned around and sent him he sent Moses on a mission even after that's the story goes. These ain't my words, but he sent Moses on a journey after he killed somebody. Moses, the messenger, he sent them on a journey that's supposed to took 7 days. It took him 30 years to do it. That's the journey in the wilderness. He did not crucify that man. He used him for something good. So if he used somebody that did something that bad and used them for something good, you can sin because you could be forgiven for it. I'm saying what he can't do. What can he do? So we know sin. There's people in the Bible that sin and he used them for good things. So we know we can sin. So I'm just making sure you in agreement with that because I got to see where you at because you know. You saying he can't sin, and that's what I mean. Like I ain't want to get on here and turn into that, but I got to tell you the truth. He can't. Yeah, you can't. He can't. I mean, if he forgave somebody for doing that, it ain't that he can't. He know we gonna sin. That's why he giving you the commandments and telling you this is what's gonna happen. That's why they say it was written. Thou shalt not. Thou shalt not. Thou shalt not. He telling you to do nots. He telling you to do nots. I said what he can't do. I ain't say the sin. You saying he didn't sin. Jesus, okay. I'm saying what's the one thing he can't do? It's one thing he can't do. He talked about sin in the Bible. Sin is in the Bible. So that means we all perfect then. Like if he can't sin, I mean we all perfect. Because everybody gonna sin. You show me somebody that ain't never sinned, and I'm gonna show you God. So we all sinners. We all somebody. We here. We on earth. We put here. We here. It's already written. So we know that's in the cards for everybody. A newborn baby ain't never done nothing to nobody born in this world. I ain't done nothing. That baby gonna probably sin because she's born. That he or she is born into a world of sin. Even probably how the baby is delivered is a sin or considered wrong in God's eyes. So you know what I'm saying? That's a little baby. Even that little baby is gonna leave Earth. How we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Show me somebody that ain't sin, and I'll show you the Creator. But until then, I ain't met a perfect person. That's why we go with the perfect person. Jesus is saying He is God, the flesh. That's why He was the perfect sacrifice without the blemish. Okay. So you okay? Say He didn't sin. Okay. Stand on that. I ain't mad at you, brother. I appreciate your thoughts. I appreciate your input. But why you so hung up on the sinning part is my thing. And how do you, if he didn't know we was gonna sin, why do He say from a certain period to a certain period, your slate is clean until you know? You start, as I was taught, you only held accountable when you know. So He already know we gonna sin. Even the pure people, He know. Cause nobody comes out the womb just walking. He know we gonna fall. Because how can you separate from something that you already are? You beat out 99 billion cells. You can't separate from something you is. Don't you hear the word? Don't you hear the story like Adam and Eve? Don't you hear the first name Adam? What are we made up of? Atoms, atom. You know, you gotta critically think this thing out, man. It can get it can get real dicey. So you know what I mean? Atom. We all got atoms, bro. In life, you know what I'm saying? You can't separate from something that you is. Nobody controls that art form. Not even a woman or a man. You know what I mean? A baby can. You ever heard women say, "I'm on birth control"? I don't even know how I got pregnant. Nobody controls that. Nobody that's a parent that didn't have kids can be like, "Oh, I was ready to be a parent." It ain't even no such thing as ready. It just happened. Boom. Conception. You know what I'm saying? It's something so magical that it's still being studied to this day. You know what I mean? But it's good. Good dialogue, man. You threw me out my rocker, not in a sense, but I guess that's what it's about. Ain't no such thing as being ready, but appreciate the dialogue, bro. You definitely, I don't even know if you follow me, but you definitely need to follow, because when I go on my things that's esoteric and esoteric, that might be where you need to meet me at, or we need to tap back in. But you definitely need to follow the page and comment. But I got some other stuff on there talking about God, so it's talking about the laws and the orders of the family and that type of stuff. Really, probably like 2-3 videos ago. But check it out, man. It's the page. But appreciate you tapping in, man. We're gonna keep it rocking though. Appreciate you, brother. God bless you. And I'm gonna sign off on that note, man.